started.
Oh, Stephen Ashok. Let's see. Let's try e4 here. Yeah, e4. Sicilian. Very popular opening. Okay, I'll try the main line, open Sicilian, see what we get here. Could be Kalashnikov, Sveshnikov, or something else. Something else. So this allows me to play a Maroczy bind. I'm still trying to get as much practice as I can with the Maroczy, so I'm going to play it when I get the chance. Okay, I can defend with the knight. It's not getting pinned immediately. Be careful about queen b6 here, hitting the knight and the pawn. So, let's just bring my bishop to e2 and castle. Keeping everything defended. A castle 2. Okay, now I need to make some kind of decision with this bishop. I guess I can, if I bring the bishop out now, he can play knight. No, I've got the g4 square covered. So I can play bishop to e3, and if he plays knight g4, I just take it. He can plop a knight onto the the e5 square if he wants to. And there's no fianchettoed bishop in this setup, so there's no pressure on the c-pawn. Rook c1 seems like a good move anyway. I want to try and get a knight to d5 at some point. Like, for example, if his queen goes to the c file, you always have knight. So this is just strengthening the move, b3, holding onto that pawn. Yeah, so even if it comes under fire, it's still in good shape. So maybe I could get a knight to this square. How does that go? How does it get there? Knight here to there. Maybe that's a little premature. I drop this knight back first so that it opens up the bishop looking at the b6 square. Then I play knight a4 to b6. Looks like a nice maneuver. Can he push on with d5? That's probably, I should have considered that. Can he push on with d5? Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Hey, moves his queen there. I can still play something to b6, either knight or bishop to b6. It's like it's a hole in his position over here. Otherwise, it's got a very solid structure here, and a lot of control over these squares in front of his king with all these pawns here. Okay, so you may be saying, well, he gets knight to g4, does he? No, knight g4, bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. He still doesn't get knight g4. I can play knight here, hitting the rook and the bishop, or bishop there, hitting the queen. Where does the queen go? The queen can drop back to b8, or it can come forward to c6 if I hit it with the bishop. So I think the knight move is more interesting. Forcing his rook off the c file. Not really winning any material with this guy, though. Can grab the bishop. I can chase this knight back with f4, actually, since he can't go to g. Since he cannot go to g4, I can play f4 and force that knight back. I just said he couldn't do that. Let's see. Is there a trick? Sometimes there's some weird tactic with the queen pulled out of place, but that's when the queen is used to defend the pawn in the center here. It doesn't apply. I mean, there's a knight on d4 defended by the queen. Distracting it this way sometimes will win a piece. Okay, so he gets a tempo on the queen. I can just take that. And let's see, he is hitting the queen again. So he gets his piece back. So pawn takes. Yeah, pawn takes. And now he has queen takes. And pawn takes here, I guess. Seems like this should be good enough. Just a knight up. And he doesn't even have any pawns to show for it. It's 3 on 3 and 3 on 2. I even have the extra pawn, although he might get this one. Let's see, he has a passed pawn, so let's not forget that. And let's get my knight into the game somehow. Knight here, he takes it, so let's not get it into the game that way. Rook. Rook to the d file, I guess. Let's see, if I play my knight back here, he can push that pawn forward. Then I'll just move the knight back where it came from, because then I can come out on... that's not doing much. That's a check. When he takes back. That exchange was forced because my bishop was pinned. But exchanges help me in this position. So, like I said, if he pushes the pawn forward to try and trap my knight here, I'll move it to the side. He has one idea, which is to fork. One idea here is to fork those two rooks by pushing the pawn forward. Okay, didn't go for that. So I want to bring my knight forward. Let's go. Where's the best square to go to? If I go here, then I can't go there. Not so easily. Let's go here. Go up on the king side. He can bring his rook over somewhere to try and defend. Just from here, the knight could go to g5, and then maybe I can mate on h7. Or I can threaten it at least. Okay, his idea is just to pile up on that pawn. Was his rook... This is crazy. I could have just taken his rook. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wake up. Okay, I'm going to defend the pawn. He can play g6 here. I can't take it because this guy is actually pinned. There's a mate threat here by taking on f8, so I can't move this pawn. But he can't take the pawn either because it's pinned against his king as well. And I'm going to move my rook to the E file, get it off the F file, get it out of that pin. Let's see, are there other ideas here? Knight here, check, pawn takes. Is there any mate there? Not with the mate against my king hanging. Okay, what's he going to play here? He still can't attack my queen, except with the pawn. I can just take that. His queen could come in and harass my pawns over here. Okay, that's what he went for. So this is one of those positions. Do I care? Yeah, I'm not so far ahead that I can just afford to give material away, I don't think. I don't have like an immediate attack here that wins. So now I've actually defended f8, so I can take here. Pawn takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, queen takes. He gets a pawn back. But that's good enough for me. Queen and knight against a queen, and not going down any material. He gets a pawn, check. I get a pawn, so it should be okay. In fact, I'm threatening check here and mate, so he doesn't have time to take a pawn. He has to take this pawn. I can take with the knight here. Threaten check, but let's see. It's just a check. You can take the knight. If the knight were defended, then it would be mate, but it's not defended. So let's take here. Now we can take a pawn. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Queen here, check. Drives the king to the corner, and that's mate. Or it drives the king here, and that's mate. So there's a mate and 2 here.
Check.
Nice little tactic.
Checkmate.
Okay, I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.